Hi, my name is Stella, and today I want to share with you my haul for CSA Week 4, Culture, Community Supported Agriculture, CSA Week 4, and share what I have left over from last week and the leftover foods I have from last week using CSA Week 3 foods. So to start, we'll start with last week's leftovers. I still have a good amount of carrots left. These are the perfect imperfections carrot. And then I have carrot tops here. So a trick that I learned throughout the many years is to put paper towels, dry paper towels, into like plastic bags or produce bags to keep the greens from like getting mushy and helping it last longer. For me, I am trying really hard to turn towards like sustainable resources. So I am trying not to use plastic bags like this, and I am using reusable mesh bags like this. And similarly, I'm trying my best not to use paper towels because they're disposable, and I'm trying to use like natural materials like this rather than paper towels because they're reusable. These ones are 100% organic cotton. I know that there's also like a whole another world to cotton use because not all cotton is like equal, but this is my contribution to trying to reduce paper towel waste. So I have these two cloths, kind of like cheesecloth, not really, sandwiching the carrot tops. So it's still a good amount of carrot tops, and I just kind of wrap these guys in it. Oh, it's kind of wet. I should swap them out. And with the carrot tops, plastic bags are so loud. Oh, the reason I'm using plastic bags for the carrots, I was using it for the carrots and the carrot and the carrot top, but I split them up because it was just a lot to handle when everything was tangled together. So these ones are just the carrots themselves. Yeah. The reason this is in a glass jar, airtight glass jar instead of this, and the reason that like I guess both of them are in airtight-ish containers is because carrots will dry out if you don't use them soon. So they have to like be protected from the environment, otherwise they're gonna dry out and you can't rehydrate them. So you want to protect the carrots. And then the carrot tops, like I said, it was just so messy to keep it with the carrots. So I'm keeping it in here. And I figured I should keep it in the plastic bag rather than the mesh bag because if the roots are drying out, then I figured the carrot tops would dry out too. So I'm gonna put the carrot tops back into the bag and show you what I made with the bunch of carrots I got last week. Okay, so with the carrot tops, I do a thing where I stir fry it with olive oil, salt and pepper, and gochugaru, Korean chili pepper flakes. And I cut them up really small like this, and if I cook it long enough, it can become like crispy and crunchy, a little bit of spicy and salty, and that's really good. But if you don't cook it long enough and like the fire level is off, it just kind of becomes like a really chewy, fibrous bowl. What's the word? Bolus. in your mouth, and I couldn't get it right the last time I did it. So I talked to Deb, our farmer, CSA farmer. I talked to Deb and I asked what she does with her leftover carrot tops, and she says she makes pesto with it. And she actually shared a recipe with me. It's on my fridge. She shared a recipe with me for garlic scape pesto, but she said we can replace the garlic scape portion with any greens. So like parsley, basil, of course, carrot tops, and so many other greens you can think of. And instead of pine nuts, this recipe used cashews. So I took a bunch of carrot tops, put it into my mini food processor with cashews, and I made pesto. And it's so good. I will say, I don't think I used enough oil, and I figured I can just add the oil as I go whenever I'm cooking something. I don't know, to me, this could look really dry to someone who hasn't tasted it, but if you taste it, it's just so good, and you wouldn't know that it's like the bitter carrot top greens. So in here, there's carrot top, cashews, salt and pepper, Parmesan, olive oil, and lemon juice. And that's it. And you just blend it all together. So good. Okay, so these are the carrots / carrot leftovers from last week. The carrots are also in here. I had a lot of, or a whole head of cabbage, and I was really excited to make coleslaw last week. I was able to make 2 whole things of this container with half of a cabbage. And so I made one for myself. I gave another whole container to my best friend who loves coleslaw. So I'm trying to perfect the coleslaw recipe for them. And then with the other half of the head of the cabbage, I made like this cabbage stir fry from Sung Si-Kyung. Sung Si-Kyung is a Korean singer turned YouTube cook. And he had a cabbage recipe where he took soy sauce. Okay, so he took olive oil, soy sauce, salt and pepper. No salt and pepper. Yeah, I think it was just olive oil, soy sauce, butter, and water. Okay, maybe salt and pepper. And that was it. Like no garlic, no oyster sauce. And it was just really good. So this is the leftovers. I don't know, I think the leftovers might look a little funky, but it's still good. It's still fresh and crunchy. So that's the leftover, mayo-y and creamy. That's how I like my coleslaw. I don't like the coleslaws that don't have mayo in it. I know some people prefer that, but for me, I like this type. Yeah, so good. And I know that I've made a note to myself for next time. I'm gonna be adding more apple cider vinegar so that it's a little more tart. This one was cabbage, carrot, onion, mayo, and apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper, and that was it. Super simple. Both of these, the coleslaw and the pesto, are recipes from Deb, the CSA farmer. Okay, so there's that. I had Napa cabbage from week 2. The Napa cabbage, I shared a pouch of like quick kimchi sauce. So I literally just took the Napa cabbage, cut it up, and mixed it with the kimchi sauce, prepackaged kimchi sauce, and then it became this. 2 of these. So this is one. I gave another one of these containers to my best friend. I actually ended up buying a separate container. So if you see, like, these blue ones are from Costco, and these are the food containers that I've been using. But then I didn't want the kimchi, like the Korean like really strong side dishes. I don't like staining these food containers, so I got like its own. I got 2 of these so that I can put stinky food in it without worrying about the smell staying behind. So this is kimchi made from Napa cabbage from week 2 of CSA. And then in this one might look a little funky when it's not cooked, but basically it's pancake batter. And the pancake is a savory Korean pancake using perilla leaves, garlic chives. Perilla leaves and garlic chives are from my garden. Onions and jalapeno bought from the store, and then flour and water and a little bit of fish sauce for the saltiness. So if this is just the batter. This is so good. This is probably one of my favorite things that I've been making this summer because I have a surplus of, not surplus, I have a lot of perilla leaves in my garden. So you just take this batter, put oil on a hot fry pan, and then you scoop it up, make a mound in the middle of the frying pan, and you spread it out evenly, like from the middle outwards, as thinly and evenly as you can. And then, yeah, you fry it until golden brown, and it's so good. A little something that my sister and I do, and we always get weird looks when we tell other Koreans this, but we like to eat our scallion pancakes. So we call these boocheemgay, right? And you can make boocheemgay out of any like greens, like Deb's pesto thing. For boocheemgay, you can make, so boocheemgay means pancake. You can make kimchi pancake, you can make green scallion pancake, you can make perilla chive, etc. pancake. My sister and I, we like to eat our boocheemgay with ketchup. And that might sound weird, but if you think about it, a lot of fried foods use ketchup, right? So there's like potatoes when they're fried and they become French fries, we use ketchup. Keran fry, fried egg, we use ketchup. So then we learned this long time ago from our daycare center where they served boocheemgay with ketchup, and it stuck with us ever since. So if you've never had boocheemgay with ketchup before, I highly recommend it. Okay, so there's that. And then this is still the perilla leaves that I've been harvesting from my garden. I just keep adding to this pile, putting the newer ones on the bottom. And so, yeah, I mean, this is a good amount. I could probably use this to make a whole nother thing of kimchi or perilla pancakes. My goal for this, I want to make 깻잎 kimchi, like it's a soy sauce based thing. I want to either do that or I want to pickle it, but I feel like I need a good amount, like maybe quadruple this amount. It's a little wilty, the older ones, but yeah. Oh. But I probably need like a quadruple amount of this to make something substantial for 깻잎 kimchi, perilla kimchi. So there's that. That's from last week, leftover foods. Okay, so this week I picked up chard again because last week, week 3, was my first time picking up chard / eating and cooking chard of any kind, and I liked it a lot. So chard, I learned that it's best to for chard, it's best to like take a knife and cut the stem part here. You cut the stem part here and then cook the leaves and the stem separately. because the stem is thicker, more fibrous, and it takes longer to cook. So I like I cut the stem out like this for all of them. Cut Once the stem was separated, I cut them like this, as you would like celery, and I put the stems on one side and then the leaves on another side. And I also cut the leaves too into like bite-sized pieces. And then actually the only way I've cooked it so far is salt and pepper, garlic oil. I oil the pan, then I throw these in, and then I do garlic. Usually I do garlic into the oil directly, but it's been burning, so I do the garlic after these guys are already in. So the oil, this, salt and pepper, garlic, and then I finish it off with like a squirt of lemon juice, and that acidity makes it so good. So that's how I ate all of the chards last time, and that's how I'm gonna eat this too. Unless I'm feeling imaginative and I make like soup, like bean chard soup or something. Okay, so I picked up chard. I picked up snap peas. Snap peas I picked up my first week of CSA, and they were so good. My best friend's mom gave me like the Costco hummus container to go cup things. And I was just munching on it. And at one point, the snap peas themselves were so good that I thought it was kind of a shame to cover up the taste with hummus. So this is the last of the peas this season. So I picked it up while I still have a chance. So a good amount of peas here. This plastic bag I'm reusing from the grocery store. What did I pick up in this? I don't remember what was in this, but this is definitely something that I got from the grocery store and I decided to keep because it's well ventilated with like the holes in there. Yeah, the holes in there, and then it's still like a nice size bag. So whenever I go to my garden to harvest basil or perilla leaves, I'll use this. So snap peas, chard, and then, oh yeah, I also picked up, this was from the mix and match table, where this week you picked up to 2 pounds of food. So, including this. So this was my green for the week for CSA week 4, and then this was from the mix and match table where we're adding up to 2 pounds. So I had snap peas, broccoli, romanesco squash, and cucumbers. So all of this added up to 2 pounds of food. Yeah, this added up to 2 pounds of food. And then in addition to this, the farm stand where we do the CSA also has like extra food for sale. So I picked up 3 ears of corn. And this was picked on that day, on Thursday. I picked up 3 corns. I already cooked one of them, and I had it with butter, salt, and pepper. Wow, I'm using a lot of salt and pepper. Butter, salt, and pepper for like 1/2 of it, and then for the second half, I remembered that I had cilantro in the back porch. So I did butter, salt and pepper, cilantro, and a little bit of lime juice, and it was so good. So I'm probably gonna eat the rest of these 2 corns that same way. And then, so these are the corns. I actually saw a lot of YouTube videos on like hacks on how to shuck corn. But then, so I was overthinking like how hard it was gonna be to shuck corn. But then I tried it and it really wasn't that hard. So let me try again and see if that was a fluke, like if I got lucky or if it's actually not that hard. It was like videos of like microwaving it first and then cutting the edge off and all that. So yeah, it's not that bad. So you split the top, pull on the ear or the husk, and then you do this and then everything's off. I think where people have a hard time is like the fibers, the silk. I'm gonna eat this today, so. And then you do this, and then it's finished. But then the other videos were showing something like, they said to cut off this tip, wrap it up in a paper towel, wet paper towel, put it in the microwave it for 2 minutes, and then because you cut an exit here, they said to just squeeze the top and then the corn will just slip out. But I am one of those weirdos who don't have a microwave in their home. I'm convinced that everything I need a microwave for, I can do with a toaster oven and my stove or steamer basket or anything, yeah, that uses fire. So I don't have a microwave, so I am not able to try that, nor do I feel the need to, because shucking a corn is not as hard as people are making it out to be. Third time is the charm. Not bad. I have also, oh this, because the silk gets everywhere. I've also seen like a cooking recipe person who took the ears here, is that what they call it? The husk. Took the husk and she made pretty like bows with it on the bottom. And I think that's a really cute way to like present corn on the cob. But I'm not sure how she did it. So anyways, shot. Easy peasy. Oh, I meant to eat one today. I guess I have to eat both. So yeah, there's that. And then last but not least, I still have squash, zucchini from last week. And I just wanted to point out that I'm showing the leftovers partly to show like what you can make with fresh produce at home, and that it's not that hard to make food with like dishes with fresh produce. And then second, to show that because these are coming straight from the farm, straight from gardens, like these vegetables are lasting so much longer. And I know that nowadays when you go to the grocery store, because of like the new produce wax like appeal, that's like a big brand name one. But like because of the coating and the pesticides and all of that, produce is lasting a lot longer. I do know that. But I genuinely feel like the produce that I pick up from CSA, one, a lot of it doesn't last that long for me to like see it spoil or not. But two, like for sure I can tell with the greens, the produce really lasts a long time. And so even though I picked this up last week and these were harvested last week, I feel like they still look as good as new. So yeah, for these guys, I'm just gonna cut them up and roast it, like make coins out of them or something, or quarter them. And I'm just gonna roast it because making chon out of it, like where you batter it and do it, it's too hot for that today. It's too time consuming. So I'm probably either just gonna roast it again with salt and pepper, or I'm just going to like saute it on a frying pan with salt and pepper, probably butter. So yeah, that's my haul from this week, week 4 CSA, the foods that I made from CSA, and then these 2 bonus guys that I got from the farm stand. And yeah, the cucumbers, I'm gonna make cucumber kimchi with it. The broccoli, I'm probably going to make chogochujang. It's gochujang, the red pepper paste, the Korean red pepper paste with vinegar and sugar. And we make like a dipping sauce out of it. And eating broccoli with that is one of my favorite ways to eat it. Although I haven't eaten broccoli like that since like my childhood. So I'm gonna eat my broccoli like that because last week with the broccoli, I like charred it on the stove. I cooked my crown of broccoli and then the carrot. I I charred it on a frying pan last week. So my goal for this, chogochujang, cucumber kimchi. This one I'll probably, eat with those guys. Corn already husked. chard, salt, pepper, butter, lemon. And then this one, I have guac in the fridge, so I'll probably eat the snow peas with the guac or just munch on it just by itself or something. I'll figure it out. Anyways, I'm really excited with this haul. Excited to eat farm fresh again, and yeah, I'm gonna go eat now. Thank you for letting me share. Thank you. Bye. See you next week.